The Redemption of Hercules, a 12-mission epic. Once upon a time, among the gods of Mount Olympus, there was a demigod known for his strength, Hercules. The son of Zeus, descended from the gods, fate offered him suffering and trials instead of glory and peace. In a twist of fate, in a moment of madness, he slaughtered his family with his own hands. This terrible act was either the result of his unquenchable rage or the jealous curse of the goddess Hera. Whichever it was, Hercules was no longer just a hero. He was a man who wished he could take it back. He went to the temple of Delphi for penance. There, the oracle of Apollo told him, "You will serve Eurystheus, king of Mycenae. He will set you 12 tasks that will lead to forgiveness. But this path will be challenging. You will exceed the limits of your strength, you will have to use your mind, you will even go deep underground." Hercules bowed his head. He no longer had a choice. Thus began the legendary 12 labors. 1. The Lion of Nemea, the death of the invincible. The people of Argolis locked their doors at night in fear, and children no longer set foot in the forest. For in that forest lived a creature that no weapon could penetrate, whose skin was as hard as iron and whose roar fell from the sky like lightning, the Lion of Nemea. Hercules stepped into the dark forest to defeat this creature on his first mission. He tracked for days and set traps at the cave entrance, but the lion was clever. Hercules' arrows bounced off his hide, his sword curled and bent. Finally, a fight broke out in the cave, dark and full of the smell of blood. As the lion's teeth tore through Hercules' armor, Hercules clutched his neck, his fingers squeezing his windpipe. The veins in his throat burst, his heart stopped. When the battle was over, Hercules skinned the beast with his teeth and turned it into death-proof armor. He was no longer a prey but a hunter. 2. Lernaean Hydra beyond her poison. The swamps were dark, foggy, the earth seething. There lived the many-headed Hydra, death incarnate. When one of its heads was severed, 2 new heads would grow in its place, tearing down giant trees with its teeth. Even the Hydra's breath was deadly. And there was one immortal head impossible to cut off. Hercules took his young cousin Iolaus to help him. He pulled the monster out of its swamp and cut off its head one by one. But the heads multiplied and the darkness grew darker. Iolaus cauterized the root of each severed head with fire. The horrible stench even clouded the sky. Finally Hercules severed the immortal head with a sword blow and buried it under a huge rock. He poured the Hydra's venom into small vials. Now he had a deadly liquid, a curse to use in future battles.